I'll be presenting a case which I came across. It's a very rare presentation in carotid artery pseudoaneurysm in a 12-year-old female child who came to us with a pulsatile swelling on the right side of the neck. This swelling was there since last 2 to 3 years but was increasing in size. Along with this swelling, she was complaining of easy fatigability. She had normal blood pressure and normal pulsations in all the 4 limbs. Her carotid Doppler showed a large pseudoaneurysm arising from the right internal carotid artery, measuring around 30 to 40 millimeter in 2 dimensions. CT angiography was carried out to confirm the similar findings, and she had no neurological deficit. While investigating, she had higher ESR. It was around 100 millimeter in the first hour, positive CRP levels, normal hemoglobin, and total counts. She had normal chest X-ray, normal 2D echo examination, and ultrasound of the abdomen with kidneys, along with renal artery Doppler, it was normal. So we made a diagnosis of non-specific aortoarteritis. She did not give any history of trauma on that side of the neck. So we put that child on immunosuppressive therapy in the form of deflazacort and methotrexate till the activity was controlled. ESR and CRP levels, they came down. And then we went ahead and did a diagnostic angiogram. Followed by, we had a plan to put a covered stent across that pseudoaneurysm. Angiographic findings, it revealed normal bilateral subclavian arteries, normal renal arteries, and a normal abdominal and thoracic aorta. There was a large pseudoaneurysm from the proximal part of right ICA with a very narrow neck. And the intracranial circulation was normal, and the circle of Willis was shown to be patent. The procedure was, we crossed the internal carotid artery with the 035 Terumo wire, and took an 8 French delivery system. We have in our hospital VSD Cook delivery system, so we had taken that. No other company hardware was available. We opted for a 7 by 40 millimeter self-expanding covered stent, which is supplied from Bard Fluency. And post-dilatation was given with a 7 by 18 millimeter Genesis Oxford balloon. Post-stenting, there was successful exclusion of the aneurysm, and she was put on dual antiplatelet therapy. This is the first angiogram in the right RAO projection, which shows a large aneurysm arising from the right internal carotid artery. And another angulation showed that the neck of the aneurysm is very small. This was the multipurpose catheter which was used to took the angiogram. And then it was exchanged with the 035 wire, and 8 French delivery system was placed in the right common carotid artery. As we can see, there was a sizable area of the internal carotid artery proximal to the aneurysm where we wanted to start the landing zone of the stent. This AP projection Townes view showed the intracranial circulation, which was very well maintained. In the lateral part of the projection of skull, intracranial middle cerebral artery supply was very good. This was the 7 by 40 millimeter covered stent which was positioned across the defect. And after confirming, I was a little bit worried about the compromise of external carotid artery, but the literature says even if the external carotid artery gets compromised, it doesn't do much of the harm because the other side artery is patent. After taking multiple orthogonal projections, the stent was deployed and it gave rise to successful exclusion of the aneurysm. But in the distal part of the stent, there was still significant narrowing, which was post-dilated. And this is the last photograph, which shows a patent external carotid artery because the proximal 1 or 2 millimeter edges of the stent, they are not mesh covered. And the distal runoff is very brisk. Thank you.
What was the stent you used?
Sir, it was Fluency Bard stent, sir. Covered stent.
Covered stent.
Self-expanding covered stent, sir. We have balloon mounted also, but balloon mounted in carotids cannot be used because of the constricting properties, because of the neck movements.
Now, what was the cause of this aneurysm? Because there are no other vessel involvement.
No other vessel involvement. I went through the literature. There are very few, 5 or 6 case reports in a young female with the pseudoaneurysm of the carotid arteries without any trauma. We had some baseline investigations in the form of ESR and CRP, which showed that there is some inflammatory process which is going on. I could not get a histopathology of that, means any invasive investigations. So we kept a diagnosis of non-specific aortoarteritis. In literature, it has been shown that in absence of subclavian arteries also, you can get very rare presentations of carotid pseudoaneurysms in aortoarteritis.
No, but it is extremely rare.
Very extremely rare, sir.
Without arch vessel.
Absolutely, sir. All the other vessels are absolutely clear-cut normal.
How do you plan to follow up this patient? When was it done and
It was done, sir, around 3 months back. We are following that girl every monthly. And
CT
we
scan
are
done?
planning to do invasive CT angiogram after 6 months.
Dr. Tarun, thank you for that very unique case presentation.